Hi guys, today we're gonna show you how we do our squash vegetable fritters, zucchini fritters. Okay. Hi guys, Manny from Gourmet Takeaway. Today we're gonna show you how we do our zucchini Koussa fritter, Ejjeh. And we will post our the recipe on one of our social media channels, probably Facebook. And on Facebook, we do have a lot of recipe for you and ideas if you like to join us. Okay. But first, if you like, you can join us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can join us on Facebook or other social media sites. Okay, let's do this. Okay, what we're gonna need for the fritters is our squash. In our case here, we're gonna be using some Koussa, Lebanese Middle Eastern squash, and we're gonna add to it some yellow squash and zucchini to give it nice different color. And we're gonna be using some onions and garlic. And for optional, we're gonna be using some potato, a small amount of potatoes, and some small amount of carrots. So the carrots gives it a nice color as well, and the potato will give our fritters a crispiness. We also gonna need parsley, and for optional as well, we give you can add some little bit of basil. And for flavoring and seasoning, we're gonna use some Parmesan cheese, fresh ground pepper, salt, and I'm gonna be using this time some cumin and some nutmeg. And of course, we're gonna be needing eggs, all-purpose flour and bleach flour I use, some baking powder, and for sauteing or frying the fritters, we're gonna need some vegetable oil. And if you do not have the Lebanese Middle Eastern Koussa squash or yellow squash, you just have zucchini, you can just use zucchini instead. Use the same amount as the recipe requires, and just use zucchini. And there is a lot of things, as we said, optional. If you don't have it or you don't like to add it, you can eliminate it. There are certain things you can eliminate, but the basic recipe, I think you have to stick with it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, what I like to do is I like to take the pulp of the squashes out. I don't like to add them to my fritters because they're too watery. There's two ways to do it. You could do it just like that with the knife. Like that, see? You take it out. This, I don't need this because it makes my fritter watery, too watery. Okay? Okay, as you can see here, the second way I used a spoon to take the seeds and the bulb. So, and I'll show you how. So you take the zucchini and you open it in half, and you try to scrape down all the seeds like that with your spoon, like that, see? Okay? Okay, and with my carrots, what I do is after I peel it, I cut it in half, and then I cut the half in another half, like that. And you see this, the inside, I don't really like that, so I like to take it out. See, as you can see here, because it doesn't have too much taste. So I like to take it, or what you could do is use a peeler to take the inside out. See the difference? See this here? So I take this because this is what the flavor is. Okay? So after I prepare my vegetables, so I have to grate it. So and I use a grater like that, or a box grater. It's up to you. And the reason we use a grater because of the consistency and the texture of the squash and the vegetables. You could do it in the food processor, but you're gonna get too mushy and not uniform veggie mixture. Okay? And here, as you can see, after I grated all the vegetables, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And the reason I'm adding the salt here, because I'm gonna mix this and let the salt help the vegetable drain its juices. So because you want a dry mixture. You don't want like watery mixture. As you saw before, I took the seeds and the bulb of the squashes, and that will help eliminate a lot of liquid from the mixture as well. So I'm gonna let this drain and extract the juice from the vegetables for about half an hour or so. And meanwhile, I'll prepare the other ingredients for the fritter. All right. So what I do is for the onions, I like to do it by hand, but you can always as well grate it. So I do it very fine, like as you can see here, I'm slicing it very thin. And what we need here is maybe half a medium onion, I think, for that amount of fritters. All right. Yes, as you can see here, I'm doing it very fine. As you can see here, see, these are very fine onions like that. It's like you're grating it, okay? And the same thing with the parsley. I chop it very fine too, as you can see here, like that. Okay. And for basil as option, yeah, you don't have to put. You only put like a few leaves of the basil. Okay. And for the basil, as you can first, you julienne it very thin strips first, like that. Okay. And then you chop it very fine, like that. Okay. Here we are after half an hour. As you can see here, our vegetable is a little bit drier than before, and you can see here the juice that was extracted from the vegetables. But we also, what you could do is you could use a towel or a cheesecloth to squeeze the vegetable as well. But here, as you can see, it's pretty dry now. We don't have to do that. Okay. So if you have to use a dish towel or a cheesecloth to squeeze the excess moisture and water from your veggie, you could do it. I'll show you how though. Ours is pretty much dry, but just to show you how you could do it. Okay. Okay, so this is how you do it. You take your towels like that, and as you can see here, okay, 1 second. So what you do is you squeeze. See how much water? Even though ours is dry, but if you really squeezed out. See how much water comes out of it? See, you squeeze it like that, see? Okay? Okay, so after I squeeze the liquid out of the vegetables, so I add my onions, my parsley, my basil, and I'll mix it up. Okay, so we mix everything together here. As you can see here, it looks very nice already. So I keep mixing until the mixture is pretty well mixed together. Okay? And now I add my garlic by grating it like that with this grater here. All right? Okay, that's the garlic like that. Okay? And now I add my seasoning. Here I'm adding fresh ground pepper. Then I'll add the nutmeg and the cumin. Okay? So after I beat my eggs a little bit, then I add them to the mixture. Okay? And then I mix everything together like that. Oh yeah, we have enough eggs. It depends. Sometimes you might have to add a little bit more eggs, but in our case here, we don't have to add nothing. Okay? So you would know if you need more eggs or not by the consistency. See how the consistency is here? Nice, huh? Like that. See? That means the right consistency. All right? Now we have to add our cheese, the flour, and the baking powder and mix it all together. All right? This is half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay? Okay, and here we'll add our flour. Okay? Okay, and now we gently mix everything together like that. Then we'll have the right consistency for our fritters. See? Okay? Before I start sauteing or frying the fritters, I like to divide them into equal parts. I'll show you how. So I have a scoop here. I scoop it like that, fill the scoop as you can see, and then I put it there. So I continue dividing it. So I'll have equal parts. Okay? Okay, we started frying the fritters, and I'll show you how I do that. So I warm the oil on medium until it is right temperature. Then I add my fritters. Okay, I take one patties like that. I put it on plate and I flatten it a little bit like that. All right. I take another one. I put it here and I flatten it like a patty, like a hamburger patty. Actually, this is a vegetable patty. Okay, and then I put another one here and I flatten it as well. Okay, then I add another one and I flatten it as well. Okay, and I will let it cook for about 2 minutes on each side, 2-3 minutes on each side. Okay, so okay, after like 2-3 minutes I check it out and I flip them. See, nice beautiful golden color like that. All right, coming out beautiful. Okay, here we are. This is a heat resistant spatula. All right, here we are. So we'll let it cook for about 2 minutes on the other side and we take them out. Okay. Okay, here we are. Our squash fritters, vegetable squares are ready, and they look nice and crisp. That's the way you want it. Okay, guys, I hope you do them, and join us on YouTube channel or Facebook if you like. Until next time, bye for now.